YouTube. Today's video, I want to chime in with a quick impromptu video. In today's video, it's going to be another Luciferian Sunday sermon. Yes, you heard me correctly. A Luciferian Sunday sermon. Alright, so let's get into it. As in, let's get into the Sunday sermon. You see what I'm saying? So, today's Sunday sermon, Luciferian Sunday sermon, is going to be a little bit different. I'm going to actually start to break down the metaphysics of the things that's been playing out in today's society and or the latter days, if that's what you want to use. If those are terms that you want to use, see what I'm saying? So check this out, right? So let's just talk about war, right? War is a very profitable business, but it it has cons, just like you got pros to everything, just like that's one of the pros to war, it's very profitable. You see what I'm saying? You get new engineering, new hardware, as in new weaponry. You see what I'm saying? But the cons of that is it's a lot of death and casualties. It's a lot of destruction to infrastructures in different, cities and countries and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Pollution, fossil fuels, all these different things, that can mess up the ozone and the atmosphere and all these different things. You see what I'm saying? And, regardless of what the pros and cons is, war is still happening. So, with the war in Iran, or with the potential war that could happen with Iran, it's very highly likely that it could pop off, and I can tell you why. Because you gotta really look at this from uh, you gotta look at this from a higher level of thinking, a higher plane of thinking, right? And look at it like this. The war in Russia and Ukraine hasn't even been stopped yet. Regardless of all the efforts that Trump, Zelensky have, said they part and tried to actually do physically, the war in Ukraine versus Russia is still happening, right? So if you still got that going on, which is a very highly influential war, you know, other countries is gonna see that and take note of that and follow suit with that. So Iran is basically on high alert and already got a problem with America, you know what I'm saying? Because for whatever reason, you know what I'm saying? Like, just jealousy probably, you know what I'm saying? Or whatever, right? And that's cool because, we bombed them and stuff like that, and we'll bomb them again. I'm just telling you, like, that's just how it is. Especially if they keep talking shit and trying to fuck with our embassies and stuff like that. That shit gonna pop off. Then you gotta look at it like this. You got India versus Pakistan. That's highly likely to pop off too, because I don't know the whole exact history between the two countries, but I do know that a lot of people that's in Pakistan, they're the same exact Indians that's from India. They just left India and created their own country called Pakistan, just like Russia and Ukraine. You see what I'm saying? It's just for Indians. You see what I'm saying? And Pakistan, they kind of stand for more freedom. You know what I'm saying? Express yourself in a more like a malicious type of way. You know what I'm saying? Stand up. And India is more peace and what I'm saying, more religion and stuff like that. So Pakistan, they kind of started their own thing, but that's basically the same Indians that's from India. They just got a different belief system, so they left, said fuck this shit, we're gonna create our own shit, call it Pakistan. You see what I'm saying? And it's very highly likely to pop off of them too, just 'cause the same shit. Tensions been brewing between them, and like I said, the war between Russia and Ukraine still haven't even stopped. You see what I'm saying? So motherfuckers taking note to that. But the biggest thing that America is really trying to do is you got China and Russia. Them kind of like another two like of the biggest superpowers besides America. That's actually like a real threat. And what America is really trying to do is get China and Russia to kill each other. And once you do that, America is really gonna rise to the superpower like it's never been. You see what I'm saying? That's really the ultimate goal, right? I just wanted to talk about that just to get that out the way. You see what I'm saying? And a lot of people don't know that things like Fallout New Vegas, the video game, actually check it out, it's really highly deeply based in biblical terminology and stuff like that. But if you really see what they're trying to tell you and really put it to what's really going on in today's time, it's highly accurate. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of this stuff is going on right under our nose, and people not paying attention to it because one, they don't really give a damn, which is cool. They got every right to not give a damn. Two, they just completely blind to it. They can't even see it in or comprehend it in or understand it. You see what I'm saying? Let alone overstand it. You see what I'm saying? So that's with that. But the real reason why this stuff is going on, it all goes back to the Cold War and even Operation Paperclip. America was one of like the first people to, or first countries to pull some shit off like that, and it actually turned out to be somewhat decent. It was detrimental in certain aspects. It was accidents that had happened throughout the timeline of history. But that's gonna happen when you fucking with that type of shit, like airplanes and engines and all that spacecraft shit. When you fucking with that shit, accidents happen. You know what I'm saying? That's just a part of science. If you're a scientist, any kind of scientist, you know that. Like you got trial and error. That's the whole point of research and development. How you gonna develop a product if you ain't do no research to develop it? You see what I'm saying? So this is real spill information. You see what I'm saying? This is the real deal, real spill. But anyway, like I was saying, so all this goes back to the Cold War, Operation Paperclip, and shit like that. Every country is in a race to become the biggest superpower. To basically um, create like a space program to basically bring in and usher in this new era of alien technology and aliens and stuff like that. Because aliens been real and all that type of shit. It's just now it's getting to the point where they can actually start to disclose the stuff, like a UFO, unidentified object, is really a UAP, which is a unidentified alien phenomenon or unidentified anomalous phenomenon. Yeah, anomalous phenomenon. You see what I'm saying? So, a lot of people, a lot of these different countries, they in a race to try to do what they was doing with the nuclear weapons and stuff like that. They also trying to usher in the space program to be able to communicate with aliens and usher in, basically like countries in a race to fight for who gonna usher out the red carpet to bring out the information about aliens and alien technology and stuff like that. And you see Trump already forging a way of doing it with talking to Obama and stuff like that about the UAP files and talk about the aliens and all that shit. Like Trump is the first person to actually really do that, but Russia and China and all that stuff, they try to do the same shit too. You see what I'm saying? But Trump actually forging and paving the way. You see, and you got Elon Musk. Shout out to Elon. You know what I'm saying? He forging and paving the way as well, and he working with America. Even though he's from South Africa, he working with America to, help pave that way into, intergalactic space travel and stuff like that. And this shit sound crazy as hell to a dumb motherfucker. If you dumb as hell and shit like that, I know it sounds insane. Trust me, it sounds insane. I know it do. But if you actually do your research and actually see what's going on, open your eyes to what's really going on, this is the real insider disclosed information. You see what I'm saying? This is what's really going on. So, and yeah, watch the news. They talking about it in Congress. So, come on, man. This shit real, but wake the damn up. More videos coming soon. Open your third eye. Bubbles.